You don't feel it yet. That sense of urgency, that's the problem. You wake up, you move through your day, you distract yourself just enough to avoid the silence. And because nothing is on fire yet, you tell yourself you're fine. You tell yourself you have time. You tell yourself you'll change when it really matters. But here's the truth nobody says out loud. Nothing dramatic is coming to save you from becoming exactly who you're becoming right now. There is no moment where life taps you on the shoulder and says, "This is the last chance." There is no warning bell. There is no countdown clock on the wall. There is only drift, slow, quiet, invisible. And drift is how most men lose their lives. Not all at once, not in some tragic collapse, but inch by inch, year by year, choice by choice, until one day they wake up and realize they've built a life they don't respect, and they don't know exactly when it happened. That's the danger, because you don't notice drift until it's already taken years from you. You think time is neutral. It isn't. Time is either sharpening you or dulling you. There is no standing still. Every day you repeat the same patterns, you reinforce them. Every day you avoid the hard thing, you teach yourself avoidance. Every day you choose comfort, you vote, again, for the same future. And eventually, that future shows up, not with noise, with weight. A quiet heaviness you carry around, a sense that something is off, a feeling you can't quite name, but you feel it when things slow down, when the room gets quiet, when you're alone with your thoughts. That's not anxiety. That's awareness trying to break through. Most people smother that feeling as fast as they can. They scroll, they snack, they distract. They stay busy enough to never have to sit with themselves. But if you're listening to this, you already know distraction doesn't fix anything. It just delays the bill. And the bill always comes. At some point, you're forced to confront a hard question. Who am I becoming? Not who you wanted to be, not who you talk about being, but who your habits, your routines, your decisions have been shaping, quietly, consistently, every day. That question makes most people uncomfortable, so they avoid it. But discomfort is not your enemy. Avoidance is. Because the truth is simple, even if it's not easy to accept. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your standards. And right now, your standards are speaking louder than your intentions. Look at your days, not your plans, not your promises, your days. How you wake up, what you tolerate, what you delay, what you excuse, what you do when no one is watching. That's the real blueprint of your future. And if nothing changes, the future won't either. This is where most motivational content lies to you. It tells you to feel inspired, to want it badly enough, to visualize some version of success and hope that desire does the work for you. But desire without structure is just noise. What actually changes a life is far less dramatic and far more demanding. It's the decision to stop living unconsciously, to stop letting your moods dictate your actions, to stop letting fatigue make your choices, to stop outsourcing responsibility to circumstances. Because here's another truth most people never confront. No one is coming to hold you accountable. Not your friends, not your family, not society, not the world. You are the highest authority in your own life. And whether you like it or not, you've been exercising that authority every single day. Even when you do nothing, you're deciding something. And over time, those non-decisions accumulate. This is why regret is so heavy. It's not one mistake. It's 1,000 small moments where you knew better and chose easier. And here's what makes it worse. You can't outrun that knowledge. You can drown it out temporarily. You can stay busy. You can chase stimulation. But eventually, life slows down enough for the truth to catch up with you. And when it does, it asks one question. Why didn't you take yourself seriously when you had the chance? That question doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your intentions. It doesn't care about what you meant to do. It only looks at what you actually did. That's why real change doesn't start with motivation. It starts with honesty. Brutal, grounded honesty. Not self-hatred, not dramatic self-judgment, just clear-eyed awareness. The kind that says, this is where I am, this is who I've been, and if I keep going like this is where I'll end up. That moment, when you stop lying to yourself, is the beginning of strength. Because once you see the pattern, you can no longer pretend it isn't there. And patterns don't break themselves. They require interruption. They require friction. They require you to do something that feels unnatural at first, because it is unnatural to act against years of conditioning. Your brain wants efficiency. It wants familiar. It wants predictable. But growth demands the opposite. It demands you choose the harder option before it feels natural. It demands consistency when nothing is rewarding yet. This is where most people quit. Not because they can't do it, but because they expected it to feel better sooner. They thought discipline would feel empowering right away. They thought effort would bring immediate confidence. Instead, they felt resistance, fatigue, doubt, and they misinterpreted that as a sign they were doing something wrong. But resistance isn't a stop sign. It's a threshold. It's the line between who you've been and who you could become. Every meaningful transformation asks the same question. Can you tolerate discomfort without running from it? Not forever, not dramatically, just long enough to build a new standard. Because standards carry you forward automatically. At first, you force the behavior. Then the behavior builds identity. Then identity enforces the behavior. That's the order. You don't wait to feel disciplined. You act disciplined until it becomes non-negotiable. And over time, something subtle happens. Your self-talk changes. Your posture changes. Your tolerance for nonsense drops. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop asking, do I feel like it? And start asking, is this aligned with who I'm becoming? That shift alone separates people who change from people who cycle endlessly through the same resolutions. Because cycles feel productive, but they go nowhere. New plan, new burst of effort, same collapse, over and over. Real progress looks boring from the outside, quiet, repetitive, but inside, it's doing something powerful. It's rebuilding trust with yourself. Every time you do what you said you would do, especially when it's inconvenient, you send yourself a signal. I can rely on me. That signal compounds. Confidence isn't bravado, it's evidence. It's knowing, through repetition, that when things get uncomfortable, you don't abandon yourself. And once you have that, everything changes. You stop chasing validation because you already respect yourself. You stop over-explaining because your actions are consistent. You stop fantasizing about potential because you're too busy executing. This is why discipline feels restrictive to people who've never practiced it, and liberating to those who have. Because discipline doesn't cage you. It frees you from the chaos of indecision. It removes friction. It turns effort into routine. And routine builds momentum. Momentum is dangerous in the best way. Because once it starts, it pulls you forward even on days when you're tired. But momentum only comes after consistency, not before. Which brings us back to time. Time doesn't respond to intensity. It responds to repetition. A few extreme days won't save you, but 1,000 ordinary, aligned days will transform you completely. That's the quiet truth behind every overnight success. They didn't wake up different. They just didn't stop when it was boring. So if you're waiting for a sign, here it is. Nothing changes unless you change how you spend your ordinary days. Not someday, not when life slows down, not when motivation strikes. Now. because you're capable of more and you know it. And that knowledge doesn't go away. You can ignore it, you can bury it, but it will surface again, later, heavier. So the real question isn't whether change is possible. It's whether you're willing to take responsibility before regret forces you to. Because the future doesn't announce itself. It arrives quietly, built from the habits you repeated when no one was watching. And the most dangerous moment in a man's life is when he realizes he's been drifting and decides to do nothing about it. You still have time, but only if you stop wasting it. The moment you stop drifting is the moment your life starts to move.